what do you have to say to those who are, I guess, trying to get to your level of fitness? Like, what advice would you give to them beyond your usual fit tips that you usually dish out?
Just dedication, and don't give up. Don't get discouraged. It happens a lot slower than people think. So it doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen in 4 weeks. Depending on where you're starting from, it can take 6 months, 2 months, a year. I've had the luxury of being athletic since I was 12. Just so it kind of, there was never one point where, well, that's not entirely true, but there's, I always had like a lot of background, but there was at one point where I decided, all right, it's time to step it up, and if I'm going to model, I need to lean down and get that six-pack. But it took me about 7 months to get there. Gimmicks don't work. All those things that say, oh, get a six-pack in 4 weeks or things like that, don't believe that stuff. It's just hard work, dedication.
So what's your, I guess since we talked about abs so much in this interview, what's your like ab tip for people?
So what's my what?
Your tip for getting abs or whatever.
So yeah, the ab workout. So there's a combination of, I work my abs as they're like any other muscle. So I work them rather heavy. I use a lot of resistance on them, and that helps them build a little bit more and kind of pop out. But they're not going to show unless you have at least around less than 10% body fat. And so reducing the body fat comes from cardio and eating properly.
Okay.
So it's a combination of 3 things: the resistance training, the cardio, and eating well.
And are you a fan of sit-ups or stuff? Because I read an article in Details magazine where some fitness guy was saying, sit-ups are like old-fashioned, that you need to do basically a lot of plank and exercises and balance exercises. Like when you do the plank, do it on a ball.
So I'm not sure what his fitness goals were or what he was teaching to. And that's one thing everyone asks me, what's the best exercise for this and this? And you have to really decide first, you have to ask what's your fitness goal? And then you dictate the exercise. So planks and all that balance stuff is going to be really good at function and being able to like run to the train or something like that. Or if you're carrying groceries and you fall, you're not going to hurt yourself as much. But actual like bodybuilding and actually looking with a six-pack, I recommend like weighted resistance abdominal work. So that's much more movement, like crunches and anything with crunches on stability ball, crunches with weights, crunches on the BOSA ball, things like that. So the planks are good, and I have my clients do them, and that's really good for core and balance strength and muscular endurance, but it's not really going to help with the six-pack. It won't hurt, and you should do it, but it won't.
I was like, don't break our hearts with this article that because we were all talking about it on Twitter a couple of days ago. So. Oh,
you should send me the link. I'll look at it.
Okay, I'll have to find it. So I'll look at it and see if I can get it to you. But okay.
I mean, planks are important. Don't get me wrong. But if your actual goal is to get that six-pack, then that's a whole lot different than actually being functional.
Okay.
Times.
What do you? I mean, this is like your moment. Like in the written part of the interview, you had your moment where you could say anything you want to. So I always like to ask people like the double question to kind of end things out, which is to your lovers and fans and all that kind of stuff. What would you like to say to them? Because this is like the first. Because I have to mention that this is like the first like interactive interview that we're doing for the Man Crush vlog. So you're popping our cherry, so to speak. So this is like something completely new. So people are not just going to be able to like read what you have to say, but they're actually going to have to be able to listen, and hopefully, if technology is on our side, see what you have to see as well. So,
Well, I'm excited to be the version interview. I just say to like the people who follow me and follow my work, I really appreciate it. And it's really cool that I'm doing something that people pay attention to, and I hope I can still, I think I mentioned this before, but I hope I can still like make an impact long after my youth subsides, and when I finish school, I'll hopefully be a little more active in like teaching and sharing the knowledge I have about exercise physiology, health and fitness, and getting people to be healthy. I mean, that's my main goal. And if it's through like pictures that I've had a couple people, you know, write me and say that they get motivated, which to do their workouts to, you know, emulate a body, a fitness body like mine. That is great, you know. So, and then I guess just to be able to like talk and like, because all I do is model and I don't have any commercials and things like that, but just to see people like who I am, like not all photoshopped and good lighting.